Hey everyone, Badger here. Today we're going to be building an apartment complex in Newcrest. Um, Now I don't have The Sims 4 for rent, so I couldn't really turn it into an actual apartment and use it that way. Right now it's kind of just set as a regular house. So, I mean, if you want to put it in your world, then you can, and just put it on into the residential rental and just make it to where the apartments actually work, then go ahead. Now, in the back of it, I did put some businesses. In the end of the video, there's actually two businesses, but right now there's four. And I don't know if you can do businesses in the apartment complex in the for rent pack, but it's just kind of there. Um, yeah, I did put six apartments because I heard that that was the limit for the Sims 4 for rent. So yeah. Anyways, back enough with the talking about the pack. Let's talk about the build now. Now I was trying to make the build match the Newcrest, and at the beginning it wasn't really working out too well, but I'm glad it worked out well at the end. So, as long as it works out in the end. And I was planning to do like a raised platform, like this whole lot being a raised platform, but that doesn't really work in The Sims 4, unfortunately. And the hardest thing for me is trying to get the doors and the windows to match right and look nice. So that was kind of challenging for me. Um, yeah, it's doing good. I'm loving it so far. I'm loving it so far. I'm not too sure why I put windows in before doing the apartment layout, but I fixed that later in the video. Um, Sorry for the freeze. Okay, back to video. Now, I tried to put an elevator in, but elevators don't really work in The Sims 4. Like, well, they do, but they're kind of like spawn points, and they only let you have one in there. So, it's just complicated. There's just multiple reasons it's just complicated. Now, I was trying to get the layout to work and to where each business had a bathroom, and it was pretty difficult. This is like the layout of the first floor was the most difficult thing to do for me. I think it's the most difficult layout I've ever done. Yeah, it was pretty difficult to do. Um, so we're doing the layout, and it's just so hard to do. It was so hard. Now I'm putting in the stairs, and I was trying to fiddle with it so I could get like one stair on each floor and try to make it kind of even. And that was kind of difficult because I didn't know what kind of layout I wanted to do for the stairs on each floor. But I ended up just doing like that, the stairs behind each stair, like that. So that's what I ended up doing. And I don't know if I'm happy with how the stairs ended up like not being in the exact middle, but it's whatever. So here I am. I'm getting to do the apartment layout here. So I'm just gonna do it on one and copy and paste it onto the others. Uh, and I'm fiddling around with the windows. That way they look right with the apartments that I'm gonna put in. So that's basically what I'm doing right now. Yeah. So we're gonna have four apartments on each floor. Wait, hold on. Then that's not six. I don't think the math is mapping. I did four apartments on each floor, so that's not gonna be six. It's whatever, but we'll see later. Yeah, I have four apartments on each floor. So you could divide those however you want if you need to. So that would be if I have um, well, I'm not gonna do math on camera. That's weird. Um, I'm not fast like that. So I was gonna do like six apartments on each floor, but that's obviously not gonna work, right? So yeah, and I was doing the apartment layout, trying to make it work out, and it was pretty difficult because this is kind of an odd layout. And I don't know why I was doing it two at once when I could just copy and paste it later. It's kind of weird that I was doing that. And I put one bathroom and one bedroom in each apartment. So each apartment has one bathroom and one bedroom, which is pretty small, but if it works, it works. Um, yeah, so I put in a little walk-in closet in this one, I believe. Um, yeah, yeah, I did put a walk-in closet. So that's a bathroom, and The walk-in closet goes in later, I believe. Now, it was pretty hard to get the kitchen window to look right, because I tried putting that one, because it works better if you have your cabinetry and your counter and all that crap. It fits, but it was pretty hard to do to get it to look right on the outside and on the inside at the same time. So, you'll see it later in the video. So I'm just making the windows look all nice and neat for the apartment and all that stuff. And you can see the walk-in closets right there. Here now I'm going to get to this layout of this apartment. And I was doing the bedrooms closer to the back end at first, but later I moved it closer to the front oh, not this one, I'm talking about the other one. Okay, never mind, disregard that. Um, okay, now I'm just fiddling with the windows right here. And honestly, I think these ones on the back are the best layout, even though there might be less square footage. Now these ones on the front, I think we're getting to those right now. I don't know, but okay, we are. So I tried to do the bedrooms in the back, but it wasn't really going to fit with like the layout that I was trying to do. And I also tried doing this weird thing with the bathrooms, and I wasn't really liking how these two apartments had different layouts. It was going to be hard to do later, so I was just trying to make the entry work and all that stuff. And I ended up switching at the end. I ended up switching the bedroom closer to the front of the building, so that's what I did at the end, which made the apartment pretty similar to the other one that I have in the back. I don't know if I like that much. I wish I kind of more variety in here. Um, my headset keeps telling me the battery's about, so I gotta start it here in a little bit, and it keeps like randomly yelling at me saying battery low pretty loud, and it's scaring me a little bit. Like it's not necessary. It was at 50% when I started recording, so it should be fine. Um, yeah, that's the second time it's done that. Okay, back to the kitchen, or back to the video. Yeah, here's where I switch out the bedrooms to where it's more of an efficient layout. Here's the bedrooms are now at the front, and let me know if you liked having the bedrooms where they were before this. I don't know, let me know what layout you thought was better, because I'm curious to hear your opinion on that. And if you would have done anything differently, I would love to know. I'm all for getting advice and learning how to better my skills. I'm all for it. And these bedrooms are pretty small. I don't know. It feels like they're so small. I don't know why. They just are. I feel like they could be bigger. So here I am. I'm just copying and pasting the apartment rooms, and it did this weird glitch where it copied the windows from the bottom floor. So I had to do these weird things to try to make it work, and glitches and all that stuff. It's so buggy doing this. I don't want to do it. It's so buggy. There's so much glitches. Yeah. So much glitches. And we are, like, look at that. The wall just deleted. Like, it was just such a pain in the butt. Yeah, so right now, all I'm doing is just copy and pasting them, so they're all the same on each floor. And I'm almost done with it. Just give it a minute. Um, yeah, I don't know why I didn't cut this part out. Okay, just give it a minute. Just give it a minute. And I'm putting in some new windows and stuff going on in there. Just trying to make it look all nice and match up. Okay, and now we're getting back to the bottom floor. And I got rid of all this floor plan because I hated it. I wanted to start over, make a whole new one. So that's what I was doing. And then I'm just checking out the views because I want to see what the views look like. Okay, back to the video, I guess. Those are going to be the two businesses that we're going to have on each side of the apartment. And I'm trying to put bathrooms in for both the apartment and the business. I had the idea of doing one bathroom for both, and I kept it that way for a little bit, and I changed it later in the video, I think. Yeah. I'm liking this build so far, it's looking really good. And now I'm putting in trim. I'm separating the bottom from the top of the building which I think is a really good decision because you can see on the other buildings around this, they kind of done that too. Yeah. So I'm glad that I did that. I don't know. I was thinking, do you think this would work if this apartment was a little bit taller? Like the same layout? Do you think it would work? I don't know. I don't know. Like when I say a little bit taller, like a whole full-on skyscraper. I don't know. It would be kind of cool. And I'm putting in different windows on the bottom than on the top because I thought that would be a better way to distinct them and make them kind of look like different buildings, but the same building at the same time. Yeah. So it's looking pretty good. Now I'm trying to separate the business from the apartment now. So I'm just putting it in between. And looks like we just teleported to the inside. Okay. And I'm trying to get the inside to match the vibe of the outside. And I want it to be like a transition space. I want the apartments to be modern, and I wanted the outside to be more like European, and the inside to be a transition space. So that's what I was trying to do here. And um, I ended up switching out these wallpapers so it would look more modern, so it was more like a transition space. Because right now it's looking really European, and I want it to be a transition space. I think when I do Newcrest, anything in Newcrest, I'm probably going to go more with an European vibe. Because as you can see, like, look all around this place, it's looking very European, and I really love it. So I'm going to try to stick with that when I'm building a Newcrest. Yeah. Now I'm putting in the apartment doors, and actually, the apartment doors that I was inside the apartment, that's like, connecting the living room to the bedroom, those doors. Like, those are more expensive than the front doors to the apartments, which I thought was kind of weird, but that looks cheaper than the main door to the apartment. So if it looks cheaper, then it's fun, right? It just kind of feels weird having the front door being more cheaper than the rest of the doors, you know? Um, looks like we froze here. Okay, okay, back to the video. Now I'm putting in some wallpapers, and I'm changing out the wallpapers. And I ended up using these ones. They're more of a transition space, and I really love them. And this is kind of giving like a hotel kind of vibe. I never wanted it to be like a hotel, but when I was building it, for some reason, I just kept thinking, hotel, hotel, hotel. It's not a hotel, it's an apartment, you know? Um, maybe one day I'll build it a hotel, maybe one day. And I tried making the stairs a little bit wider, but I never liked it, so I just put those little walls there. Make it look all nice. And I've never seen an apartment lobby, so I don't know what's in it. So I kind of just winged it and put like some couches and some end tables and just tried to get it to look nice. I couldn't just leave it empty, you know? And I really wanted to get to working on the apartments right here. So I was kind of rushing here a little bit. Here's the bathrooms for the hotel, and I was trying to fit more in there, but I put stalls in here because I hate, like, those public bathrooms without, like, stalls? It's just a toilet and a sink, and it's like this one little bathroom. How do you know if people are in there? And it's always so awkward if you walk in on someone. Like, no, it's just I don't like it. So I tried to put in stalls so it's better. But in the businesses, I ended up doing those kind of bathrooms, unfortunately. I mean, it's The Sims 4. Gameplay-wise, it's always fun to just have a little bit of randomness. It's not awkward in gameplay, right? That kind of sounded weird. Please don't take that out of context. But anyway, gameplay-wise, when these weird things happen, it's fun. Okay? And that's a little closet that I have to the, see, you can have a bathroom and then a closet for the business. So if you can, like, store things in there. So I just kind of copied and pasted the same bathroom here. And I didn't put anything in the businesses either. I just left them there, kind of. Now we're getting to the apartment, and here is where I'm starting to decorate it a little bit, right? I'm just, well, not decorate it, I'm just putting in the floorings, putting in the fixed furniture, all that kind of fun stuff. And I'm leaving the rest up to, like, if everyone's going to move into this, or if I get the for rent and I want to get an apartment here, I'm leaving the rest up for that. I'm just putting in the fixed furniture. And, yeah. Well, in a minute, I'm about to start doing that. I'm just playing with the layouts a little bit right here. Okay, now we're doing it. And I'm playing with the wood floor, seeing which one is better. And I don't know if I should have went modern. I think I should have done more of a lighter wood floor than the one that I did, or end up choosing. I don't know. Or that's the one I ended up choosing. I think it's fine. It's definitely fine. Now, I don't know about having the kitchen, like I've talked about before, having the kitchen close to the door is fun. But I don't know if having the kitchen this close to the door is okay. So I ended up moving the door to a different spot later in the video. Right now, I'm just trying to find some good cabinets that would work in the apartment and match the vibe. And it was very, very difficult to find the cabinets that I actually wanted to fit this apartment. I think the problem is I'm probably just too picky. I think that's what it is. I'm just a little bit too picky. I need to get my crap straight because, like, I'm just really picky. Um, Now I'm looking for the cabinet that matches the counters, and I can't find it for the life of me. There it is. And I'm putting in the cabinets. And then here I am, I'm moving the door, and I'm moving the fridge over to that side over there. And that's what I was talking about earlier in the video, about that window being so big in the kitchen. That's what I was talking about, if you're wondering about that. Um, yeah, and I tried to get the appliances to match each other, and the fridge to match, and everything to match, and it was pretty difficult because, Sims 4 doesn't have a color wheel, and if it had a color wheel, life would just be so much easier, but they don't, and it just sucks. Um, Now it looks like we're making the bathrooms a little bit bigger, which I think is a really good decision. Um, and I'm trying to find some good black backsplash for the kitchen, and it's pretty difficult to find one that I'm happy with. It's taking a while, so I chose that one, and now I'm putting in the wallpaper and all that stuff going on in here. Um, and I'm pretty happy with the wallpaper. And that's the door that I was talking about earlier. That was more expensive, and those ones were cheaper than the door, but I didn't like them, so I switched them out for the more expensive option. And I was trying to find another option, but I couldn't, so ended up choosing this one. Now the other option was change the front doors, but I didn't really feel like doing that. Um, and the funny story is, I went to go and furnish the rest of the apartments, and I forgot to do the bathroom. So here I am. I've just furnished the entire apartments, and I forgot to do the bathroom. So you're gonna see me awkwardly copy and paste the bathroom throughout the apartment. Well, you're not gonna see me. I kind of skipped that part. All right. Yeah. Now I have all the apartments all throughout the entire building, and now I'm gonna work on this apartment, which I tried to make it match the other one for the sake of just making it match. So I kind of just copy and pasted the other apartment onto this layout. So yeah, it's not much, but it's okay. Um, I'm gonna do the math. How much apartments do you think is in there? Like it's four apartments each floor. That's 4 times 3, so that would be 12. That's a lot of apartments. That's twice as much as for rent will allow. That's crazy. Yeah, if I wanted 6 apartments, I would have to do 2 on each floor. Which is outlandish because that would be really big apartments, and there's no need for that. If you're on a high rise, then you're okay to have bigger apartments. It would look better. But if you're not, then that's just weird to have really big apartments, especially on the lower floors. If you're paying for a lower flow apartment, why would you want it to be big? There's no sense in that, right? If you're on a big apartment, it better have a nice view, right? If you're gonna pay all that money for a nice, big, huge apartment, you're gonna want a nice view. Now I'm trying right now, and I'm trying to connect the businesses to the sidewalks, and I'm putting in a nice fence to the pool. Notice how that sidewalk kind of just leads out to the grass? I fixed that later in the video. And there wasn't really a fence that matches the exact gate, but that's okay. I'm just doing a little hack here so I could get the path to do what I wanted it to do. And I'm just putting in those lounges, and I noticed that you wouldn't be able to walk and access them, so I just moved the pool up in a little bit. And that's the video. If you liked it, be sure to like the video, and if you want to see more of my videos, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Um, yeah, I'm going to call it here. Have a good rest of your day, and that's the video. Wait a minute. The apartment's called Newcrest Apartment. Um, Yeah, it's Newcrest Apartments something. You can read it if you want to. My gallery is in like my EA account, so you can get to my gallery is in the description of my channel. Anyways, I'm gonna call the video. Have a good rest of your day.